Good evening. My name is Odie Hawkins, and I'm one day late with this program because, as you know, some really exciting things are happening. But let me share some of this with you, with my wife, Zola Salena-Hawkins,
Coming?
who has just come from a Chinese quadroon ball set. Chinese. You look good. You look glamorous. Oh, okay. You're drinking
Ginger beer.
ginger beer. I'm drinking ice cubes.
And please get yourself some libation, a little drink, and a snack, and watch our video.
Okay. As you know, for those who've been following our program, Zola Salena-Hawkins and I have been doing the reading of one of my 38 books, or reading from one of my 38 books, based on some advice given to me by an old buddy. He said, listen, Odie, you got 38 books out, you say, right? 38 books, 38 books? Yeah, nobody has 38 books. I got 38 books, right? I'm telling you what happened. This is that I'm using you as the 38 books, so okay, and so you're rich, right? No, I'm not rich. I don't really plan to be rich from selling books, but who knows what can happen at any point in time. So if the books are not selling, why aren't you selling them? So I am selling it. I am selling it. I am selling it. I say, no, you're not. Say, look, man, you begin to give me a bit of a pain. What do you mean I'm not selling? If you were selling them, you wouldn't be having those people call you up to ask you, would you like to have us help you exploit your book? Isn't that what you told me the last time you talked to me about it? Yes, I did.
They do call quite often.
Quite often. So what do you suggest? He says, well, why don't you get out and sell your book? So, okay, you're being funny. Now, you just said that. You suggested it twice. What should I do? Well, that's all.
So we decided to do this, a new moment regarding Odie's books, with me on the scene this time.
So I guess this is what happened. I was convinced by our friend who says, well, if they get out on the corner, they sell tomatoes and apples and all the things that they sell. Oh, I was saying, oh, no, why would people want to buy a book from a couple of booksellers on the street corner, on a kitchen table? He said, hey, they go to food for less. They go to Small and Final to get things that they got that they buy on the corner. They buy it on the corner. They buy it in the store. People are just fickle.
Plus, the holidays are coming. So instead of just giving an ordinary gift, why not give a book written by Odie Hawkins?
Sure. That makes all the sense in the world. Now, this particular book, as you can see, I've lined the books up that I have read a little bit from, talked a little bit about. We talked a little bit about. And I'm going to keep on going until we get to 38. And then I may be forced to pick up my marbles and turn around and start all over again. But at any rate, we're going to be on this corner. The corner of
this corner.
That's right. We'll give you the address sometime in the future.
You can buy his books on Amazon.
Oh, that's the address.
At Author House. And his website is www.odiehawkins.com. And hello, Roger and Shelly and
Russell
Linda,
and Sandra and DJ.
And all the wonderful people that watch our tube. Can't name you all. Linda, Lily, host of you. Truly appreciate those who are following our YouTube, our friends, our associates, and newbies.
What you call them?
Newbies. And newbies.
Yeah, newbies.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, having said all of that, the latest book was
I was mentioning tonight.
Right. I was pulled into place by something that I saw that was about to happen in Long Beach. they were about to establish a transit line in Long Beach. It's something that people in California get really excited about or not very excited about, because we do need a countywide rail system, and I think we almost have it with the red, blue line and the
Right, they call them something else now, but
gold
back
line.
in the day when we were, green line, but now they've changed the name, but the same train is going to different places.
And it's pretty efficient.
Mm-hmm.
What happened for me, because I saw this as an experiment and a gamble,
Mm-hmm.
I decided to hop on to the blue line the first opportunity I got.
Mm-hmm.
And my idea was to do something like a sort of a freelance sociological study. I don't have a degree in sociology, but what are the demographics going to be like? Okay, for example, in Long Beach, you have a very interesting and very diverse population. You have white people, you have probably more Samoans than they have on some islands in Samoa.
Mm-hmm.
You have a large Cambodian population. You have African Americans. You have Vietnamese.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Japanese.
large Japanese. There's a large African population too. I found they know each other better than we know them. But it's very interesting when you walk in a store and some guy speaks to you in a Ghanaian accent, and oh, where you from? Oh, Ghana. Mm-hmm. And then there's a guy from Senegal, and
mm-hmm.
they're not a whole collection of them, not a big community, but they are there. Mm-hmm. In addition to the Greeks, and you could go on and on. Did I mention people with Spanish names?
Right, Spanish.
I don't want to call them Hispanics.
No. The Spanish names and different denominations, Jewish folks, Colombians, a whole bunch of, even some Italianos here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I took myself and put myself on the train to find out, to see. Oh, incidentally, early on, they had a very heavy security presence, which meant that it was not very likely that people were going to be misbehaving in a naughty way if they wanted to not end up their day in jail.
Yes.
So, yes.
The cover was done by pictures by me, Zola, Salena-Hawkins.
Zola, Salena-Hawkins.
Did you see? Here you go. This is. There you go. How do you see it?
Black, white, and brown on the blue line. I think I should read a little bit of this.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's do this. I dedicated it to a lot of people, and some of them I don't like anymore, so I'm not going to mention their names. Some of them I don't like anymore, so I'm not going to mention their names.
You got it. Okay.
Like the dress in your chest.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
This is would be an opening for a movie. Fade in. A blue train travels north, another in the opposite direction. You get a pan of the city of Long Beach and beyond. The VO, the voiceover, is like a stream of consciousness, appropriate musical soundtrack. It would have been impossible to predict a blue line in Los Angeles, Watts, 107th and Avalon Avenue, California, when I came to live back in 1966. In Los Angeles County, many of us, pressed by circumstances, have suffered distances that would make a camel thirsty or cause a new car to need an oil change.
Yes.
There were people talking about putting trains on city tracks, no doubt, but I never heard their talk. I was too busy trying to force my raggedy old car to run a few more miles, or trying to figure out how I could walk from Belgium to Holland without peeing on myself. Once upon a time, stranded beside a road to eternity down there in Orange County, someone told me that the property I was standing in front of was as large as Luxembourg, and I had walked across most of Austria to get there. Gotta admit it, I didn't have the vision to assume that there would ever be a rail transportation system like our hard-heeled CTA in Chicago. That's a train. It runs night and day.
Rain, snow,
Red, blood, snow, rain, everything. Certainly nothing that would ever come close to the monstrosity that connects various tentacles of New York with itself. Go down into the L train subway in New York, boy, and you feel like you're in hell somewhere or somewhere. Hey, the Blue Line, 21st century, and its crossing arms, the green and red line, is unique. It doesn't go very far. Surely there's more railway at Disneyland, but it does take you to different places if your mind is open. From the metro station, 7th Street, downtown Los Angeles, to 1st Street, downtown Los Angeles. Oh, I'm sorry. From the metro station, 7th Street, downtown Los Angeles, to 1st Street, downtown Long Beach.
There you go.
Yeah. From the end of one world to the end of another world. Rich people do not ride the Blue Line, meaning that the Blue Line is there for people of color who are not wealthy. A hardcore of white working types ride the train in the morning, going to their jobs in downtown Los Angeles, and again in the evenings. There's a heavy police presence. The train has its own special police force. It looks like they may need it again.
Yes.
They're hard. Lots of money invested in the Blue Line, and none of the investors want to lose anything because of people being afraid to ride a train or gang warfare.
Right.
Strangely, the honor system is in effect. Signs in English, Spanish, and Korean, in effect, honor system.
Yes.
I'm trying to explain it, if I can. Signs in English, Spanish, and Korean explain that each passenger should have proof of payment. If not, the penalty is a stiff fine. Whoa. No eating, no drinking, smoking, or outrageous behavior is permitted, and the rules are seriously enforced. Sometimes for days on end, riding back and forth, north and south, south and north, no one will check to see who has a ticket, a transfer, or a bus pass for train travel too. But the seed of obedience to the rules has been so freely sowed that most people, most sensible people, know that it isn't worth the gamble to try to cheat the system.
This is true.
African Americans and Spanish speaking brown skinned people ride the Blue Line. Black and brown on the Blue Line comes from our experiences with each other.
Well, you know, during times of the games when they're having games, you know, like the football games or the games at the entertainment center downtown.
Yeah.
Then I saw rich people on the Blue Line.
Oh.
Okay, because they didn't want to drive their cars all the way downtown, and oftentimes, and they really stick out. Not that all of them wear Rolexes, but
You're right.
okay, it's like, you want to be riding the Blue Line? Oh, okay. And people tend to be, I guess, extra polite to them because they realize
They can be extra polite, and you can find yourself really cracking up at some of the things that are revealed in the train. Let me give you an example without reading from the book, but trust me, it's in here. Mother and father and boy and girl. The children about maybe 8, 10. Boy is 8, girl is 10. Mother and father are, I guess, in their 30s. White couple. I saw them get on the train as we were leaving Long Beach downtown. You know, the kids look well scrubbed, the parents look well behaved. And we rode maybe 2 stops in front, and the little white boy asked, who the niggers, Daddy? Who are the niggers? And the train took another level. I think it went way up in the sky. And everybody heard what the little guy said. And he said it with perfect innocence. He was looking around for what his dad had obviously told him about some people. The little girl, she says, well, where are all of the where the rappers and the hip hop people? They were just talking out loud like they were just like kids talking in front of the television.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the dad couldn't get a grip on it because the little boy was across the seat from him, and from the looks in his face, he wanted to reach across and grab him and strangle him.
Okay.
But the little guy was
sincere. He was definitely sincere.
He wanted to know who.
Yes.
Obviously, the father had described them as people.
Right.
And so that made something interesting to the little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said anything. I'd never been on a train where you heard nothing but the clack, 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 because we all wanted to see
how's this going to work out?
How are you going to handle this, right?
Mm-hmm.
The father says, Tommy, I don't know who you're talking about, but they probably don't work on Mondays.
Yeah. Those black jobs,
This predates black jobs, but he could have been one of the black jobbers.
Right. Okay.
I mean, and the kid looked at it, like, Dad, you usually, downstroke with me. You put it.
Right, because you seem uptight, Daddy.
Yeah, he's not like you.
Not uptight, not right.
He was not right upside, not
right, not uptight.
Uptight, not right.
Yeah.
Okay, the little girl said, well, Mom, you talked about the rappers.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard some rap music. As a matter of fact, I was listening to Lil Q last night.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Q? Where were you listening to that? On the radio. It comes on the station KPF R or something.
Right.
And well, why didn't you tell me you were listening to that?
Because you made me turn it off.
Well, the last time you made me turn it off, but now you seem that since we seem to be about to go into the land of the rappers, you wanted me to know who they were. So I'm asking, where are they?
Ah.
The mother looked around up in the sky, when they were so
busted.
Oh man, they were so defeated. What can we tell our children? And I was waiting for some intelligent black person, some school teacher type or something, to say, this is a learning moment. You ought to really go ahead and try to explain to them what you were trying to teach them.
Yes.
What kind of hatred, what kind of misogyny, what kind of racism. Go ahead and do it in front of us. That's the best way to do it.
Yes.
Because we can refute what it is you're talking about. But nobody did that. But we all did, because there was another eye. I mean, piercing. It was like a lady reading the newspaper. Her eye went through the newspaper.
Right, piercing, yes.
And she was on the other side.
I understand. I know I've had some interesting experiences from when a gentleman had just gotten out of the county jail, which is downtown. One of them anyway. And his friend, I guess, was babysitting his boa constrictor. So he got on the train with his boa constrictor. And
it was large?
It was large. It was wrapped around his neck, around her. It was like he was holding one side, and it was holding this thing. And so a couple of people walked up to him. One boy, all tattooed, piercings, earplugs, all that, and his boa. And they wanted to know if they could pet the boa. Now this is California. Okay, so I don't know if it happens in other places. Maybe New York, maybe even Chicago. But, he said, sure, he was really happy that people wanted to pet his boa. I'm not sure how happy the boa was. And it was interesting, there were two Japanese gentlemen that were sitting in their chairs. And one noticed the guy getting on with the boa before the other one did. And so he did a chin move, like a chin pointing.
Yeah.
His friend looked up and saw, and they both were like surprised, and didn't know if they should jump up from their seats. And then there was this German woman that came on with her sons, and they were speaking German. I know, recognize a little bit. And so they were getting off on the green line.
Mm.
And so when we came to stop for the green line, I told them, it's obvious that you're visitors. You're gonna, when you take the stairs, somebody might say hello to you or want to say something to you. You can greet them, but keep moving. Whatever you do, just keep moving.
Mm.
Okay? Till you get on your train with your children. Okay? And she had some teenage boys. I think they're like 12, 14 maybe. And she thanked me. And I'm pretty sure she followed my advice.
Mm-hmm.
Don't disrespect the folks. But do say hello.
Sure.
Say hello, say hello too. Wish you well. Something.
Wie geht's?
Keep going.
Wie geht's?
We keep going.
Yeah, how you doing?
Wie geht's?
Yeah.
That's how.
Wie geht's mit Ihnen? How's it going with you?
Okay,
Wie geht's mit Ihnen?
Yeah.
Ja, ich spreche ein weniger Deutsch. Anyway, having related that little story, I would like to say that there are a number of those, look out you left your thing. There are a number of those particular kind of situations that happen that we have detailed and explored. It goes up, for example, there's the Taekwondo master who decides to take a ride on the train. As a matter of fact, Master Young Kil Kim did take a ride on the train one day, and he came back to class the following day to tell us what he had experienced.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah. He basically spoke Korean. His English was not very good, but he was appalled.
Really?
Yeah, he lined us up and we sat down on the floor and he went into one of his harangues. I took the train. I'm not going to try to imitate him all the way. That would be too hard.
Yeah.
But he said, yesterday I took the train. I've been hearing a lot about it. My wife dropped me off. I took the train right there at First and downtown Long Beach to go to UCLA. He had a business. Yeah.
Okay.
It's my businessman. He was taking business
course?
Business course.
That is smart.
And so, okay, what was distressing and unnerving to him was the way people acted. He was distressed to find that people talked too loud. People were jockeying for seats rather than give the seat to the person who most deserved it. I mean, would a pregnant woman be more eligible for a seat than a teenage boy?
Most definitely.
He ran into a lady who was telling fortunes, which is something that they probably wouldn't have done on a Korean train.
Right.
And we all asked him, did you get your fortune told? Did you, Master Kim, did you get your fortune told? And he said, yes. And we sitting there like, okay, tell us. He said, I did get my fortune told.
And you left it at that.
And that's the master.
And we leave it at that. Yes, sir.
Well, what you tell him,
his business.
It was his business. That's what he was
business,
saying.
right. Okay.
There's sometimes when there are things that are your business. Anyway, on successive, I think he went on midweek or something. And then, of course, he stopped going after all because most of us who was taking the train early on wound up taking ourselves a distance away from it because it began to get rowdy for a period of time. They cut that down.
Right.
I mean, I almost got a ticket one day arriving downtown chewing a donut leftover
right,
donut.
right, okay, right.
And this
Mhm. There's no eating or drinking on the train.
well, the station policeman ran up to me
Mhm.
and said, you know, no eating, no eating.
Mhm.
So you can't tell me that I can't have food that's in my mouth.
Mhm. No.
No, no eating.
Swallowing, I'm swallowing,
Yeah,
not
I mean,
eating.
wait
right,
a
you
minute,
know.
officer, are you losing your mind?
Mhm.
I have food in my mouth that I'm chewing and I'm swallowing.
Mhm.
That's illegal.
Mhm.
Well, don't eat. No
Right.
eating, no.
Right.
So I understand that, but you know, and then he got tired of what he was trying to do
Mhm.
and left me alone. But it was they went on. The no drinking thing was pretty easy to follow because if you have a bottle of some kind of booze, you can't hide it.
No,
You know,
well,
the
smell
smells,
alone,
you know,
right,
all
smell
of that.
alone. Mhm.
Other people who were involved with other drugs and other drug substances
Mhm.
might act differently. Some of them they did,
Right.
and it's all in here.
Yes, very delightful story
Yeah, it's
of
all in here.
riding on the black, white, brown blue line. And be any train station. Doesn't have to necessarily be California, but the stories are universal.
Oh God, how many trains have it?
Mhm.
How many movies have they shot on the New York subway?
There you go, definitely.
You know,
And so, in turn, the stories are like snaps.
they're like snapshots. Yeah, if you see what Zola did with the pictures, can you see that it's clean?
Mhm.
What she did was give you little snapshots
Mhm.
of only a very few of the people. I think there may be 30 or 40 people in the book.
Mhm. Yeah. So it was fun to do the photographs for it. It was fun to read when the book finally came out. And so with that, I hope you will check out Black, White, and Brown on the Blue Line. It can be purchased at Author House or at Amazon. Again, Odie's website is www.odiehawkins.com.
I love you for saying that.
Mhm.
And meanwhile, it was the electricity that just shot through my arm.
The yin and
I
yang.
thought I was back on the blue line.
Okay, the yin and yang.
Ow! Yes.
All right, so we're going to go watch the debate.
She wants to get to the debate before it starts. It doesn't start till 7.
Oh, okay, well then.
But we can go and watch TV.
Oh, do my Duolingo.
Duolingo.
Yes.
Those of you who have exercise bikes, go do some riding on your bicycle.
I rode on my bike today, or our bike, 40 minutes.
Sure.
Okay,
So
be sure to get your 30 minutes of exercise. Paul, be sure to study the exercises for diabetes. Folks can check on YouTube. Stay healthy, y'all. I'm happy. That's about it.
I can't say any more than that.
And with that,
Hey,
we'll catch you next time, okay?
you can wear the dress next time?
Maybe.
It's Chinese.